Welcome to this look at a stunning new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. This is ADELSHOVEN. This is a new mod map out by MN99, MN97 and MartinN. It's 100.51 megabytes download. I'm going to say straight off the bat, in my opinion, this is stunning. This is a glorious map. I'm just putting it out there. It's my own personal opinion, but hopefully you'll see as we go round. Already, that's a thumbnail right there. It looks right. So, the map looks like this. And there's some really nice features added into this straight off the bat. There's no animals that I've come across yet. I say no animals, kind of. Well, you'll see in a moment. On New Farmer, we start with, I say all of this bit around the outside, or all of this here, is the periphery. I say the periphery. The periphery is normally around the outside. But all this you can buy for £44, euros, or dollars. You don't have to have it, but it does help with placement of objects and things if you want to. So for 44, you get all of that. But we do also start with, straight off the bat, field 43 and the main farmyard here. 25, 22, we do start with a plot down here, which is important. Plot 2. A poplar plot down there. We do start with a couple of forestry plots. There are a lot of forestry plots, as you can see around the outside. We've also got a plot up here of grapes, which is important. Field 30, tiny little field there. So all these plots around the outside, all these forestry plots, fairly small, not too expensive, but when you think about what you can make from forestry, they start off with some small ones, there are some big ones up the sides. And then field prices themselves. If I go to field 31 there, that's 8,432. Field 10, 24,000. And they gradually work their way up. And you've got some real nice gradual build up from very, very small, some medium fields. I think it's only 30. How many fields does it say there were in total? 39 fields, I think. 39 fields, 4 meadows, 23 forest plots. And then with all the various different plots here, so down here you've got that plot, then these thinner plots. So that's poplars down there. We've got mixtures of olives and grapes, and those plots can be bought in different sections. I think it works out in total of 92 plots of land are available for purchase. Going up to the more expensive ones here, the 800,000 and 648,000. So even at the top end, it's not kind of break the bank type stuff. Now, we're going to do a slightly weird route round. You'll see why. We're going to take in a load of the countryside. We're going to take in all of the sell points and all the various different things, because there's some great features on this map. Like I say, I know I sound gushy, but I really do like this. So, heading into the farmyard. I'm going to stop just here and we're going to talk about slot count straight off the bat. On New Farmer, it's 1,091. And on New Farmer, you start with all the buildings you see in front of you. There's a silo there. Behind that, there's some other stuff. There's greenhouses. We'll get to those in a moment. You start with all that, all the vehicles, which we're going to have a look at in a moment as well. 1,091. If you come onto your own farm manager or start from scratch, it's 1,056. And here's the weird thing. You don't start with any of the buildings, but you do still start with all the vehicles and machinery. So the slot count comes down a tiny bit. And it looks a little bit like this. I know. If you then decide, you know what, I'm going to get rid of everything else. I'm going to get rid of all the vehicles and machinery. I really want to go kind of a more start from scratch. We can get rid of the spotlights. There's a couple of spotlights knocking around. You are still left with the beehive. And over the back, there's a couple of silos we'll have a look at in a moment as well. If you get rid of everything, all the vehicles, all the machinery, all the buildings, spotlights, beehives, the lot, you can get the slot count down to 854. More than workable. It's workable at 1,091, let's be honest. So, moving up into the yard, we've got a Farmer 500,000 litre silo that does have some crops in it already. If we go down to here, you'll see we've got some wheat, some barley, some canola, we've got some soybean, some seed. Well, seed you'll see in a moment. So we do have some stuff in that silo. Come over to this building. There's only one mod that the map maker's put in that I could see. And it's a production chains building. It's the Taylor, and they've added one in called Schneider. That's the only thing. Yeah, that's it. All the rest of these are all base game stuff. So in here, We do start, I think this is one of the first maps I can think of on console where we start with grape equipment, or at least let's say orchard equipment. So we've got a small tractor here, we've got a mulcher on the back, we've got the sprayer and the grape trailer. Come from here, we've got the class and a class trailer on the back of that. Inside this cavernous building here, I think we start with 5 tractors. We've got these 2 here. We've got plough, seeder, cultivator. We've got the top liner, header trailer and header. We've got a Bradell lime or fertilizer spreader as well. We've got stump remove, stump grinder, forestry trailer. We have got the Anderson wood chip baler or poplar baler that makes wood chip bales. Again, I can't remember the last time we started on a map with one of those, or any of these bits and bobs, in all honesty. We come out the other side of this barn and building here. We start with 2 large greenhouses. We've got our water trailer, another tractor, Biomass. We've got beehive, another spotlight, sleep trigger. Now, sleep trigger is only available on New Farmer. I say only available. It's only on the map on the start on New Farmer, because on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch we don't have any of the buildings, so we don't have this. And like I say, weirdly, we lose all the buildings, including the greenhouses, but we do keep the beehive. Anyway, as we move up from there, past the second of the large greenhouses, we've got the spawn point here for the beehive. So if you want to have more in, there's already a pallet point here for the beehive. And we've got 2 silos. We've got one for seed and we've got one for solid fertiliser, which have got stuff in. 27,300 litres of seed and 60,000 litres of solid fertiliser straight off the bat. That's pretty cool. And that's on all 3 game modes as well. You have these here as well as the beehive. That's the main farmyard. Nice, fairly flat open expanse here. So you can add more stuff in here if you want to. I mean, I say, it seems like, you know, it's obvious, isn't it? Of course you can. You can put in wherever you want. All the various different things. We're going to grab a tractor and we're going to head round. It's going to be a slightly unusual route. I'm going to say that now, only because I was trying to work out a route that took in everything. There's loads of ponds, lakes, little rivers. I think the lighting is spot on. I think the colour palette, textures, a lot more maps are having a lot of these, the big lumpy rock textures. I like that. I think it breaks up what could be kind of plain ground, and I like it a lot. So we're going to head out north and we'll do what I always do. We're going to have a look at the map and we'll see where we've been and where we're going, that kind of thing. Contracts are available on this map. I mean, that's not unusual. Most maps do have contracts available. Some forestry maps don't, because they don't always have fields, but there are contracts available on this map. All the rest of the stuff we'll talk about as we go round. I'm going to cut across a couple of bits here and there. There are plenty of roads and lanes and trackways that wind around, crisscross the entire map. Some don't join up for a little while, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cross over here, because I want to get to the first of the production chains. Coming up to our right, we've got the dairy. So as it is on most maps now with production chains, if you're doing contract work, or they'll be up as sell points and it will tell you to take them to certain places. And then if you buy them as a production chain, you can then run whichever production they're running, but you don't have to. That's entirely up to you. On our left, we've got Schneider. That's our tailors. There's, like I say, all these... You've got lots of little plots that kind of are insinuating a small farm, a small holding, but then you've got much bigger fields as you go around. The map itself, I personally think it's laid out really well. The terrain and the geography of the map it's brilliant. It's got lots of levels. We've got highland going up to the north, lowland going down to the south. You've got bridges and roadways and bits that crisscross. There's different layers and levels to it all, and I really do like it. It's really well laid out. Has a very natural feel to it. This is the bakery, as it says there, Morgan's Bakery. Now, this is where things get a little bit more interesting. I say a little more interesting. You'll see what I mean. We have got here, I'm going to say it wrong, handle. This is the handle. Basically cattle handling. This is your livestock market trigger just there, your dialogue box. Then to the side of that, we've got the Vihandel Bollen Anama. It's basically a bale sell point, but it's up as a sell point, and then we've got a line point just along there. Now, if we go to the map, what's happened, I'm not quite sure why, we've got the Vihandel Bollen, Lime Station. Over here, it's saying Vihandel. I drove out there, there's nothing there. That icon is supposed to be here on the end there, because that's that one there. That's your livestock market. So yeah, don't worry about whizzing out there there's nothing there. I did check. It may get a minor update, it might get left, but it doesn't really matter. The actual trigger is there, but the blue icon is just showing over there. What we're going to do now is we're going to go across the crossroad, head south a little bit first. Yeah, it's very smooth, it's very crisp. I know I said before on some maps they can be a little bit clunky here and there. I haven't found that at all on this. To our left we've got Farmers Market. And then we're going to cut across here to the next track because of where we want to go. There's a lot of people going out for hikes around the little lake here, following this track. We go up into the woods. Now, again, forestry, there's loads of forestry on here, but if you don't like forestry, you don't have to do it. You can, of course, buy forestry plots, use the mulch, like the big old mulching machine. You can remove trees if you want to. I'm sure we'll get more of those will come out in time. We've got a debris crusher just tucked away here. Now we're going to head up north, kind of over the top of the map, then we're going to come back down the east side. Like I say, it's a weird route, but hopefully it takes in everything. I'm going to cut across here to the road. Sorry, I know it's unorthodox, but go on, you go. There we go. Oh, you buffoon. Right. I mean, that was on me, to be fair, but... So, and as you can see, the landscape, that wasn't me. I've just come on here. That was not me, that sign on the ground. The sweep of the landscape, it's, you know, it doesn't feel contrived. There's lots of kind of, say, knobbly bits, but bits that you get in real landscape. It doesn't feel like it's been crafted, you know, it just works. So, we're going to sweep round. We're going out to the western side. We're going to sweep up and over the top. But we are going to switch vehicles in a little while. It's almost like whoever created the map thought, if someone was doing a map tour, what might they need? And it just, yeah. And maybe that's just because the route I've taken makes it work that way. But we are heading up to the next sell point, which is Land Handle, which is basically rural sale, rural trade, an agricultural sell point for all intents and purposes. There's also a lime station just up here. We need to go a little bit past it to come back. There's a little road that leads into it from here. I find it interesting as well. I've done a lot of map tours. I mean, you know, if you follow my channel, you'll know that. Lime station on the left hand side there, Land Handle sell point just through here. Now there's one this is like the one on Obeleron. I mean, it is the one from Obeleron, but one's for the sort of grains, crop types, and then you've got ones for here for more production stuff, pallet-y type things and things like that. So one sell point won't take certain things, the other one will, but it is still all the same sell point. That's Land Handle. Yeah, I find some maps, if I'm driving long distances between sell points, sometimes I'll crop bits out and cut bits out. But what I've found is the driving between as well, the scenery is picturesque. It's fantastic. This was another one of those maps where I was thinking, okay, what do I do for the thumbnail? And there were so many locations, I stopped and thought, that would make a great thumbnail. That would make, you know, it's always trying to find one that sums up the map in one picture. It's not always easy to do. This map was one of those ones where you think, actually, you know what? Yeah, you could take 10 different screenshots, thumbnails, and it just looks fantastic. So what we'll do as we go in a straight line, we'll go to the map here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put it in because I know what'll happen. I'll hit a tree or something. We will carry on in just a moment. So we started off here at the main farm. We came out of the main farm and I crossed across that bit of grass there. And we took in the sell points down here. So the dairy, the tailors, bakery, the livestock market sell point, line point, down there past the farmers market. Then we cut across that little bit there, came up here past the debris crusher, and we got to there. We crossed that bit of road. We came all the way around here up to land handle. Then we're around here and we're just up here. We're going to head out this way and we're going to head north, take in these ones up the top. And like I say, the scenery is stunning. Up the top, we're going to be heading to, we've got olive orchard, and then there's a grape orchard, and then there's more further down the eastern side, and then there's poplars to the south. I like the fact that's been added in on the map. It's kind of, you know, it's there already. Again, you don't have to do it. You don't have to buy the plots of land. I know we do start on New Farmer with a few of them. Obviously on the other two modes we don't start with any of those, but you can buy them up in small chunks, so you don't have to spend a fortune. And then you might give it a go and think, well, you know what, it's not for me, or, you know, I didn't mind doing it but I don't want to do a lot of it. I like the fact it's been broken up into small manageable chunks. We are going to take a left here. This road will take us back round and down to that crossroads where we were just now at the livestock market. So what we're going to do now is sweep up over the top. Show me about the lighting as well. The lighting's spot on, and the shadow and shading isn't horrendous. Sometimes when you come around this side of the vehicle it's so dark, but I just think it's spot on. So we are now coming up to the sawmill, northern part of the map. The sawmill's up here again, part of the production chains. You can just bring wood here and sell it, but if you want to buy it, then you can do your board, like wood production. No, you know, planks is the word I'm looking for. Planks production, if you want to do that, which can then go to the carpentry, and you get wood chips as your byproduct. As we come up over the top, we have got the olive orchard. It's not really a grove. Grove is trees, isn't it? But anyway, olive orchard. And again, what I like, and I'm going to say it's a lot, what I like, you've got little strips of other crops. We've got grass and I think it was potatoes and sugar beet, was it up here? Mixed in between. And you can buy all the various different bits and add more in if you want to, or just leave it as it is. And like I say, have a go. Try a little bit. If you don't like it, that's fine. Or not touch it at all. So we're going to sweep down now, and just at the bottom of that first olive orchard, there's a pickup just sat there. There's that kind of, you know what, do you want to swap vehicles, MrSealyp? You know what, I do. Let's swap vehicles now. So what we'll do is swap over. We can get into a slightly faster vehicle. We'll jump into the pickup. That's great. See what I mean about being higher up the northern part of the map? Northern part of the map, northern part of the map. No shortage of olive work to be done. Then we're going to swing down and to, what's next? Grape processing. I think it's the grape processing unit. We're going to come to in just a moment, because just south of there, you can just see them there, we've got grape. Well, vineyard. I keep saying grape orchard. I mean, it is down as orchards, but vineyard, I guess. So, grape processing unit is just there. We are going to just cut in. I think we're going at the bottom so we can see them. You can just see them to the right, but get a better look. So we're on the eastern side of the map now. Again, no shortage here. Plenty to be getting on with. So we've come up around the top, past the sawmill, olive orchards, and mixed in with a couple of other bits and bobs. Picked up the pickup down here. And this is one that's got sugar beet strip in the middle of it here. our grapes just here, and again we can pick these up in 2 larger chunks there, or a couple of smaller ones if you just want to pick up a smaller chunk. You don't have to go mad with it. So from here, head down the eastern side, and we need to cut across in a moment because the building just over there is the main machinery store. I've just got to remember where I need to turn. I think it's the end of this field. It is. And then what we've got here, I mean, this again, all these little, just little patches, mystics. I was looking to the side. But here, as we turn across, we've got then a mixture of both. So we've got olives and grapes right next to each other here. It's great how they've been sort of split across the map. You know, you haven't just got one big cluster in one place. It's all kind of, it's all spread out. And we take a right just here, and we're going to head up to the machinery store, which is actually just east of the main farm. But there's not a road that links between the two, but I guess you could, you could put one in if you want to. There's a bit of a sweep down, but the farm's just behind. Now, there are 2 points like this on the map that have a fuel station. However, it's decorative. It's not, I pulled up next to both, and I've got nothing come up with an option to refuel. I think they are purely decorative. Now, here's the other weird thing. This, I'm not quite sure how or why someone left a weight behind, but there's someone's left a weight here on the floor. Main machinery store, plenty of space. We do also have our there's one there as well. The pruning machine. So when you finish with your grapes, you go along and you do your pruning before you go again on the next harvest. Plenty of space, plenty of open space to get larger machinery in and out. The map's not. It's not inundated with hedges, fences, or anything like that, so you can get some fairly big machinery around. You might want to turn off traffic if you're going to, but you know, it does give you the option to go a little bit larger. Workshop trigger just here. I didn't come across a workshop trigger at the main farm, so as it stands, this is the only one, but there are plenty of modded ones you can put in yourself. This is also the reset point, so if anything gets stuck or you just want to reset a vehicle, piece of machinery, it resets here. Back to the machinery store. Heading south. We've got a bit of a drive, but like I said, the landscape's lovely. It doesn't matter, it's nice. It's nice taking a bit of a drive. This is where we get into when I said about bridges and stuff, and you've got different roads and tracks and things that crisscross, roads over tracks, and again, really nicely done. It breaks up the landscape and it makes it feel natural. So, turn down here. I'm going to take a slightly dodgy route here, but please bear with me. So you've got this raised section, so I mean about levels. You've got a little river running down there with a track next to it. Bridge over the top of that, but we are actually going to turn down here. I know there's not a road here, but we're going to go to the side of the river. There's a little ford there. We're going to come back across that in a moment because we are heading to the grain mill, which is just tucked away out here. Look at the landscape. Is that not just really, really pretty? It's very pretty. That's very, very, very London, isn't it? Pretty. Well, it's pretty, isn't it? See what I mean? About, you know, everywhere you look, it's just, the landscape looks great. So, grain mill is just here with another lake pond behind it. It's funny, I had a comment left long time ago now. I think it might be when I was doing Sussex Farms map tour or something like that. And someone messaged to say, or commented to say, you only get excited over Alien Jim's maps, like Spec Squad and stuff like that. No, that's not true at all. As you can probably tell, I have no affiliation with the map makers of this map. I don't know them at all. But this map is amazing. It may not be your cup of tea, of course it might not. Oh, is it Fleur de Lis? Fleur de Lis on the side of the bridge there. We're sweeping across here now because I wanted to take in the poplar fields that are already here on the map. And again, you can buy these in sections. I'm going to cut the side of here because we need to go up to the next, up onto the next level, the next road. But as you can see, plenty of poplars, which you can just wood chip if you want to, or you can do wood chip bales, because we've got the wood chip baler off the start. Back onto the roadway here. And now we're down the southern part of the map. We're going to head across from east to west. And looking over there is Grape where we just were. Nice elevation change as well. And things like this, right? It doesn't need to be here. That could have just been a straight flat bit of road. And going over it, you don't think, oh, that's a bit contrived. It just feels. You think, well, yeah, why wouldn't that be there? It's the top of a hill. Of course it would. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Who knows? So, biomass heating plant just there. Carpentry just there. And it's kind of, as I say, how the landscape changes. It feels a lot more gnarly, a lot more small hills and elevation changes at the southern part, more sweeping at the northern part. Does that feel? Do you think that? Got the sugar mill. Every time I do a map tour, whenever I get to the sugar mill, I keep thinking that sugar mill gang. You know, Rapper's Delight. No, just me. Okay. So we're going to turn in here. We're going to come back to this in just a moment. We've got our oil mill just here, but then if we take this track behind the oil mill, we'll go round to the biogas plant. Biogas plant's an interesting one. I've said this on various different map tours now, that what you often find is you've got the biogas plant is here, and you have to buy the biogas plant. So as you do on the base game maps, you go and you buy the biogas plant. It's fairly expensive. Lime station just there. On some maps you just buy the plot of land and you get the biogas plant. This is both, strangely. Large silage clamps over to the side there. Biogas plant just here. If we go over to it, as it is pretty much with the standard game, the biogas plant is already here. All the icons are here. We can sell here already, but if you want the digestate and the byproducts and stuff, you have to buy it. It's 1,617,056 for the biogas plant. However, if we go to the map, we go to the biogas plant, you can buy the plot of land for 117,056. Now, that's going to be if you want to put placeables or add more stuff on here. I know with the modular biogas plant, you might want to add some modules and things on. A couple more large size tanks. We've got a couple of these big old divots, one there and one over there, isn't it? So yeah, it's a mixture of both. You have to buy the biogas plant and you can buy the land. You don't have to own the land to buy the biogas plant. It's a strange one. But anyway. And then just to the south here, we've got a biomethane buy point and electric charge point just there. We're going to head back up past the oil mill. Now, like I say, there's no animals other than the bees. When I said about there's no animals, we've got bees. As far as I can tell. Now, the other thing, actually, yeah, it does say collectibles were also installed. I haven't seen one. Maybe in driving, maybe because I'm focusing on looking at my notes and stuff. I haven't come across. Normally, when I go around and I do a map tour, I do my prep and I go and look at different locations, you just find them by accident because they'll be kind of there. I didn't come across any in the yard. It does say they've been added, but I just haven't. Oh, hang on. You've got to be joking. Just as I said that. 53,400? What? And that was, honestly, absolute hand on heart, that was not made up. I was just looking to my right. I was looking at my notes. I'm thinking, hang on, I've written down here collectibles, and I haven't seen one. I think because I was looking for tractors and sheep and horses and that kind of stuff. But cartridges, that's weird having one in the middle of the road. Okay, we'll keep an eye out. There's going to be more of those. So, anyway, cereal factory just there. The second of the fuel stations, which again, like I say, if I'm open this up, let's just put that on. I come up alongside, it doesn't say anything about refilling I went down both sides of it. As far as I can tell, it's purely decorative. So from here, we're going to go past the side of the biogas plant. Now, I'm not sure if once you own it or own the land, you might be able to move a couple of sections of fences, possibly, because it is all fenced in. I was thinking maybe you could have a little trackway in and out of here, save you having to go all up and round, but the whole thing is tightly fenced in. So potentially you could, that'd be something to have a fiddle around with. Over another one of the bridges with a track running below it, another lake out to the side, and we come to the spinnery, which is just here. So back to the map again. So last time, where were we? We were up here at the store, weren't we? So we came down here, followed this track round, we went down there, we got to that bridge, we cut across to the side and went out to the grain mill. From the grain mill, we came back up and we went across there, up the side of the poplars, back round up there, biomass and carpentry, sugar mill gang, oil mill, biogas plant, livestock, line point. We came back up there, cereal factory, and then we came down there to the spinnery. If we zoom back out again, this bit here, when we came out past the debris crusher and I cut across there and we went up north, we're now coming back round, almost back round in a figure of 8. I'm going to come onto that track and we can head down there. We'll go over that bridge, but that's all the sell points. That's all the points of interest for all intents and purposes. But there's more lakes and ponds, and there's tracks. Like I said before, there's tracks and stuff that lead and crisscross and zigzag all around the map. Up here through the forest, all around here. There's loads more to have a look at. And as we've seen now, there are collectibles. So that's going to kind of force you to have a look a little bit more around the map, possibly go to places you wouldn't necessarily go to if you're going to go out hunting for the collectibles. I don't say it that often. Some maps I say, oh yeah, I really like this map, and like I personally, this is another one. It's a triumph. It's a fantastic map. It's so well put together. It's seamless. It's tidy. It's smooth. It's picturesque, and all of it. It just all knits together, and it works really, really well. So that's ADELSHOVEN by MN99, MN97, and MartinN. I hope you found this map tour useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.